Alrighty then, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the WD BLACK Esports Club Pro League 4 Rainbow Six Siege, supported by Ubisoft with your hosts Blackjack and Babagusta. Joining us is our admin Foxy, and we are here for the final day of qualifiers for Season 4. That is right. The 3 teams to go forward to Division 3 will be decided today, and amongst those 3, the first one will be decided right here, right now, between Team Area 69 and Team Fuzakin, going head-to-head on the map of Oregon. And we'll be joining our players in the midst of the ban phase live from this beautiful map as Thatcher. has been the first one to have been banned forthwith. Not really too surprising. It is, after all, Oregon, and Thatcher bans are very, very common when it comes to this map of choice. Area 69, we've seen them in divisions before. Div 2 and Div 3, they've been there. And now they want to get back into the action for the fourth season, the penultimate season of the league itself. But we will be seeing them attempt this again. The biggest challenge they face right now is Team Fuzaken, who by themselves have been here in qualifiers for the longest time. This is the closest I believe they've gotten even to getting into the division stages. One match is all that stands between them and getting into the Division 3 spot. Only 3 teams will go through. One, unfortunately, will not, because the loser of this match and the one of the offline match go head to head for the final decider match, which will, of course, be streamed in a little bit as well once we're done with both games, obviously. But with all that, the ban phase has been taken care of. Thatcher, Maverick, Kaid, and Mira, very standard bans, all things considered, from both sides, as we'll be moving into the first round of the match itself. But before we do, let's have a look at both of the rosters that are here in the lobby for us today. From the side of Team Area 69, we've got Sumain, Weejay, Spidey Time, Money, and Knight. And from the side of Fuzaken, we've got Brain Dead, Incinerate, Dozen, taking the 6th pick out of the Wamai into the castle, Flakes, and Destroyer. And interestingly enough, the first round will happen in Meeting and Kitchen on the first floor. Very different site selection than what we've seen from Team Fuzaken so far. But that only makes this match that much more interesting. With all that being said, I've kept the man from the mic long enough, much longer than I intended to for that matter. Baba Gusta, how do you feel on this fine evening?
Well, today is a very fine indeed for all of us here, Jack. Starting off with the first semi-finalist, a Team 869 versus Team Fuzakin. Only one of them will get the spot in Division 3. For the losers, they still have one more chance. That one more chance will get to figure out who's going to be that particular player in towards the offline match that it is ongoing right away. But for now, let's just focus on the first round itself, starting off with an interesting site, a meeting hall slash kitchen, with the defenders making their way up towards a total of 3 players already in towards the second floor trophy, as I might try to call it. And also quite a lot of I would say a little bit of confusions happening from Team Area 69, because for a moment there they thought that the site was on second floor, kids dorms, but unfortunately it was not, and with it they are now forced to change their strategies. This would change a lot here, but for now the attackers from Sumain and Spidey Time are currently in towards the garage, will be able to detect the castle armor panels being placed and also the mute jammers, which would force the drone was. That is not a good idea there. Although Sumain did get to see the jammers being placed, it would have been better to just jump in, or maybe he kind of miscalculated on what kind of range that the mute jammer has. But for now, we do see the thermite using the exothermic charge to open up, and so does Brain Dead, and he will be able to recover back his deployable shield, place it in a different position, and which will the exothermic charges will succeed opening it up, making lines of sight in towards the big towers. Looks like the defenders need to be in trouble at this moment. Brain Dead in the meeting hall needs to be careful of 2 players here. He'll be able to find one, but unfortunately gets taken down immediately from the ash. An instant trade-off will arrive in towards the attic, making it a 4v4. Oh boy, that's a very good shot coming in from the Kali, taking out Destroyer right towards the attic. A lot of fire, a lot of chaos happening in the early round itself. The plan is going in. Post-plan situation comes in for Team Fuzak, and they need to make this play in a 2v3 situation where Knight gets one. Dazan needs to recover back in towards the positioning in meeting. He will be able to find one head. Can he get the shot? Yes, he does. Cannot get the confirmation, and in the end, it's going to be the thermite taking out Daozan. 8L69. The first round will go to them in first floor meeting hall. What a way to start off the match here. Even with the interesting side pick, first floor meeting, they somehow managed to make it work. A very job well done for them. But for Team Fuzakin, though, there was a lot of mistakes there. Especially no one was holding in towards the big towers. For a moment, they thought that they would be, going for a heavy push into a second floor. Kids, what they did not expect that they decided to just open up the walls in the meeting wall and then just push in, get the kill. They started converging in towards the site, eliminated the entire team up and below of the hatches, and with it, the round goes to them. Second round will proceed. Second floor kids dom will beat the site. Six pick from Flakes as he switches from the castle to the Melusi.
I would say the biggest positive that Team Fuzakan will be taking away from that first round is the way that they sort of traded with Team Area 69 for the longest time. And I say that primarily because they were getting their kills. They were getting back and forth sort of established with Area 69. The problem was they lost a couple of extra bodies right there and couldn't quite get the man count equalized, losing the momentum to Area 69 in the first round itself and unable to recover it back. Fuzakin found themselves on the back foot more often than not. Even though Dozen did get the down on Zofia, he did not know that, of course, and he did not leave himself with enough bullets to challenge the thermite that was coming his way. Area 69, all things considered, played that as well as they could have, even though there were certain areas where they made some mistakes, some open peaks or wide swings that probably shouldn't have happened or should not have gone the way of Team Fuzakin. But in the end, they did take the first round. They threw off Team Fuzakin from that mix-up change, that they tried to do. But unfortunately, for Team Fuzakin, it wasn't to be. Area 69 taking the very first round, going into the second round onto second floor kids' dorms and dorms main hall, as it were. They'll be trying to, they'll be trying to see if their luck pans out by going to a more standard site a little bit more quicker than they probably would have wanted to. Good shot right there in the meanwhile, as we will see from Dozen. Sunain goes down. That's a big drop early. Your Ash has been taken care of. And, interestingly enough, we're going to see this 4 versus 5 come out from the side of Team Fuzakin and Dozen. But we're just seeing it here. Like, he's really pre-firing that bedroom window, door, while Flakes is going to find one in the meanwhile. Spy Time goes down. That's another much-needed drop as the Kali does come in, but Dozen will not be able to take that kill, nor will he be downed just yet. Unfortunate for money, but he can't quite get the kill as Dozen, quick peeking constantly, has put quite the fear on the side of Area 69's attackers who are pushing that master bedroom balcony. Now, speaking of it, which Dozen himself has actually stopped doing that, as Destroy's going to take a ton of damage towards Armory. He's going to be just trying to do what he can in that region. Another shot coming very close to the head of the Jaeger, not connecting. Dozen's going to find Weijie in the meanwhile, making it a 2v4 as the Kali finally connects.
Oh, well, there was a lot of pre-fire coming in from Daozan, but it finally made it work. But here comes another pre-fire, though, with the SMG-11 Brain Dead, taking out Knight immediately, which would leave Money, aka the Kali, in a very difficult situation and needs to find 4 players currently in towards the bedroom, in which the entire defenders is still holding an angle. So does Kali. She has a diffuser in hand. They haven't opened up the wall on second floor kids or either on the attic. Ooh, that is a good shot again from Money. He will actually get the down, but not the confirmation just yet. Destroy might be able to see it with the prone peak. Be able to get the final kill, taking out Money. Team Fizakan winning round 2 on their defense. Second floor kids storms will go to them. What a wonderful way to start off the match here, ladies and gentlemen. 1-1 is the scoreline as we proceed to round 3. Team Area 69 did not expected to see this coming. Although the way how they pushed, especially towards the site, was that we only see a total of 4 players in towards the street spawn. We did see one holding an angle in towards the armory lockers window. Even they did repelled in. That would be Spidey time, just trying to take out Destroyer. We did get to see that same example way back in the previous match, I believe. I'm just trying to get the exact information on which match it was. Yeah, there you go. It was a Team Fuzakin versus Exolic Esports on map Oregon. This was the same positioning that these guys are playing, even with the same operators too. Destroyer with the Legion, still holding on towards second floor kids. opened up the hatch so that it'll be able to go for that quick rotate, and looks like it is working well for Team Fuzakin. Although the only thing that they do have to worry about the adapt is would be the adaptations will come which would come in from Team 69 if they got to figure out their algorithms, if they figure out their meaning of their strategy. Who knows, they might be able to crack the code. And talking about it though, it's semifinals, because so Area 69 needs to figure something else out, because they're just missing their chance to get an immediate spot of Div 3, and surely these two teams would love to be in that spot. Don't you agree, Jack?
Most certainly, and the best part about the situation that both Area 69 and Team Fuzakin are in right now is that regardless, well, I wouldn't say regardless, but whoever wins this match obviously goes over to Division 3, right? They claim the first of the 3 spots. However, the one who loses gets a second chance in the lower bracket final. I mean, I guess you could call it a final that we will have once this match and the offline match that is also happening concurrently concludes on the other side. Of course, we will relay that information to all of our viewers from the admins once we get them about the results of that game. I'm fairly certain that Team Heat versus Spectre, that's also going to go fairly close. And if these first 2 rounds are any indication, then Area 69 might be in for a slightly tougher fight than they or any of us expected. Sure, Fuzakin is a good team given their excuse me, they're given their position right now as the shots being fired, and Sumain, unfortunately, not watching either that or not getting droned along with, is going to get taken down by Flakes. Good shot from the Jaeger right there to start things off by taking down the Ash. As we've known, Sumain, he can do some damage with the R4C in hand, and this round will not be his to influence once again. Kind of the point of what I was saying just a minute ago, of course, excuse me right there, is that Fuzakin, while they are a good team, against a team like Area 69 who are far more experienced in, some would say, the right places, the question remains, can they actually get this done? And with those 2 grenades and the kill from Spider Time, seems like they might just be able to, as it's going to be put down to a 4 versus 2 with a minute and 10 remaining on the clock. Only 2 defenders remain, Flakes and Incinerate, and they have to play this very, very carefully.
Well, talking about carefully, Flakes decides to go aggressive and gets one. Incinerate gets the other with the SMG-12, taking out Knight and Money, putting it in a 2v2 situation. The attackers are now left in a very difficult situation here. The drones will come in from the attackers to give much more information towards the side, whereas Spidey Time will still be in towards the big tower. The push from Blue Bunker will be denied, which would give some good information and also an coverage where Flakes is playing. The push will come in. Unfortunately, the Zofia will be the one to win that gunfight. As it all goes down to Incinerate, the C4 in hand. He just needs to wait for the planter, the diffuser, to plant in towards the default so that he'll be able to use the C4, but he doesn't have any information. The C4 comes in, won't be able to get that connect. He needs to be careful because there is one, that would be the Thermite, pushing very close in towards the rotation, and so does Spidey Time with the push in towards Supply, giving them the win in round 3. Area 69 will be the one to get the lead, putting it 2-1. With them winning Basement Laundry. Now Team Fuzakin have left with the decision to either go back to the same site, and looks like they will go to Basement Laundry as well. A very good attempt from Team Fuzakin to try to recover the round, putting it 2-2, and also getting an early kill, taking out Sumain. That's all thanks to Daozan in towards first location, eliminating one. Unfortunately, I had no idea on what exactly happened there in towards blue. You saw Legion was who was in a very risky position right from the blue entrance, trying to contest both the Kali as well as Knight. Unfortunately, he was a bit afraid, so he decided to just relocate back towards the entrance of Boiler, in which he was met with a total of 2 frag grenades and a shot of a bullet from the G336 primary assault rifle. I hope I said that right, though. G336. And with it, even with a lot of chaos, just which has happened in from the previous round, Area 69 will win it out, getting that win in round 3. Basement Laundry again. Round 4, basement lottery will be the side for Team Fusagin yet again. This time, will we see some different operator specs from Sumain? He used to play Ash, and now he'll be the one
10
playing
seconds
the
remaining.
Jackal. Because according to the ban phase, the attackers which was banned was none other
5
than
seconds
Thatcher,
left.
Maverick, and Tide. Maverick Tide being one of the most standard bans when it comes to
Attackers'
tricking
objective is to
walls. So
locate a
hopefully,
bomb
we
and
might be able
defuse
to
it.
see some, denial breaches coming in from the defenders. But for now, let's head on to the action phase and proceed to round 4.
I actually quite like the change from Sumain right there. Going into the Jackal means that he won't actually be going all the way up front immediately, and he will have to sort of hang back and play slightly defensively, all things considered. Given that he has to not only, track defenders, but feed intel into anybody else who is going for the push onto said defender. He's sort of like the second line of attack or defense, depending on your persuasion, as the Jaeger will in fact be spotted. Dozen playing tower stairs, unfortunately, will not be able to catch the drone until given away about his position, forcing him back for the time being, as Fuzakin will have to concede a big tower. Nothing too big of, not too much of a loss, mind you, given that they have plenty of defensive hold options towards that area of sight of the map itself, as Destroyer playing very close right now to this Vulcan Shield. Pretty aggressive, a pretty forward position, as the Lances are being denied nice and quickly by the My Magnus, but a grenade comes in, manages to get away just in time before the grenade took his life out of the fire. But did he just fall into something even more dangerous is the real question. No Lances remaining for money. So even if the Kali manages to push in unabated, there will be the Mute Jammers to contend with on the other side. Within sight itself, Spider-Jam towards Tower Stairs, we can see him just flittering around, trying to get somebody. Flakes on first floor meeting, doing some work in terms of delaying the push from the attackers as the Vulcan Shield getting popped. I'm not sure if that was the best decision right there, given that that's just going to waste more time for the entry into meeting for the side of Area 69. They need to get in here and they need to get Flakes out, and that's what the Thermite is going to be trying to do. He's gone prone, trying to see if he can get an angle through a drone hole. He won't be able to, and so far what I'm seeing from Fuzakin is actually pretty good. They're sort of playing to Area 69's weakness, which is pressuring them with zero body drop. No need for a retrade if no bodies do get dropped, but there's going to be one taken care of. Braindead goes down by the Kali. Money takes the first kill, but you have the Thermite pushing up towards the Goya, who will be pushed onto by the Jaeger coming in from behind a little bit too late, however, as that kill is taken. Destroyer goes down in the meanwhile, but 30 seconds remain. It's a 3 versus 2, mind you. Dozen, who's still up there, gets a couple, but then gets denied by Sumain coming back in for the trade. However, Incinerate, last man standing, gets one. Can he get two? Yes, he does. Shotgun comes out, Incinerate with a double kill, and now he's the last man standing. The Mute, I don't even know if he has a C4. He's gone into the small room of laundry, and Sumain has only 6 seconds. He can't get him in time. Incinerate with the SMG and shotgun combo of the Mute will be the one to get the clutch. 1v3 in the hands of this man, as Fuzakin will equalize going into round 5 with a beautiful clutch coming out from the Mute. Very, very well done from Incinerate, as this man has just turned the tables ever so slightly on towards Team Area 69. Now, A69, sure, taking 2 attack rounds in Oregon in the first half, not a bad, beginning for them. But the way they sort of took far too long to get that push to side begun, and then with 3 people remaining, I'm not really sure what they were going for. They seem to be a little bit spread out or a little bit uncoordinated. There were issues with that push that we will be dissecting later on in Relive the Moment. But for the time being, we're going to be heading to second floor dorms in Dorms main hall, as Team Fuzakin is slowly turning up the heat against Area 69.
Well, that 1v3 clutch from Incinerate was more than enough to give a morale boost for their team. A job well done for him, as they'll be able to equalize the round 2-2. Round 5, the site will be on second floor, kids. This time we do see some changes of operator specs, changes of placements and also changes of positionings from the team itself. And also, I was very impressed with the previous round basement laundry, where we saw that Vulcan shield placed towards the meeting. We saw Flakes holding towards meeting to make sure that there won't be any attackers trying to get control of the site as fast as possible. Although they did however get the control, they were losing a lot of time, and that's what exactly Fuzakin is doing right now. Currently Destroyer will be the same position yet again in towards second floor armory, holding the windows of the garage. He's just waiting for the attackers to make their move, but apparently the attackers know that it is a trap and will try to figure out some other way. Now the windows in which Destroyer needs to be careful about. He has a vertical lines of sight. The attackers know that there is the lesion in a particular position. One cooked nade is more than enough to get that kill, and I believe Knight might be able to do that, but you need to be careful of those vertical line of sights in which the lesion has currently made at that specific moment. Honey will be able to use the lance to try to take out the barbed wire, in which they will succeed, and also Spidey Time will which relocate herself into towards the second floor kids, and Sumain again into towards the garage, tried to push away the lesion, tried to force him to be in a specific position, and also Daozan yet again with the repeats tried to find a kill. A lot of aggressive plays coming in from Team Fuzakin, and Team Area 69 is trying to find a weakness here. One shot will be able to miss here from the Kali with a lot of time being wasted here. A minute and 30 seconds left. Daozan still thinking to make a play, and in which he'll be able to find one. Knight goes down, unfortunately. Not quite sure what happened at that specific moment, but Destroyer unfortunately goes down from Spidey Time in towards the windows of armory, which would force Daozan to fall back towards the side.
I'm not really sure how Dozan is allowed to get away with constantly peeking and re-peeking that trophy door into master bedroom. He keeps doing that and has done that for 2 rounds now, and it has put quite the fear into area 69. You can still see they're apprehensive of him coming back and making another similar play, as they now want to go and get the closet wall breached. I'm sure they're just waiting for the mid-jammer clear. There we go. The lance will come in, as the Zofia will come in as well, take care of other utilities coming out from the side of Fuzakin. Braindead peeking a little bit of a long angle onto that closet breach made with the summer breaches of the ace coming in from area 69. He's covering the angle for himself and his team. He's got Banshees to work with as Flakes watches the trophy entry door as well. Scan goes up, but that's Dozan, who is long out towards the white stairs, but he will still get a kill alongside Braindead. Sumain and Spidey Time to drop. And now it's all down to the 2 versus 4 money. And Weijie, the last 2 standing. The ace trying to get in, will not see the Malusi, gets taken down. It's all down to the Kali inside of closet. Last man standing, no time, and no more attempts at getting this round. Fuzakin, another round going their way off of some really interesting plays right there, as we will see in the instant replay. Putting up a lot better fight against Area 69 than I think some of us may or may not the first round itself. They're going to be retrying at this site for the time being, and if they're able to get this, well, we will certainly have a very interesting second half of this match. 4-2 against Area 69 going into attack. Definitely a good advantage to have. But then, of course, you have to consider that Area 69 will be going into the defense. All things considered, with this, with all of this in mind, round 6 is going to make for a very interesting round indeed. And let's see what both teams have to bring as the action phase comes into play.
Well, to be honest though, I'm actually curious why Team 69 have made a decision not to bring double hard breaches. We did get to see it much more often into a second floor kids, even on basement church. It's maybe that they just want to open up one particular wall and then just try to push in, try to get towards the site as fast as possible. Unfortunately, it's been halted due to Destroyer and Daozan with some aggressive peaks, a lot of early pressure in which Team A69 did not expect it to see this coming. Now currently Destroyer will be in towards meeting hall with a good amount of angle being placed towards blue, trying to make sure that he'll be able to get that surprise kill. But unfortunately, the entire attack is on the side of Team 69 has spawned in towards construction, and they are slowly making their way in towards Big Tower. Now there is three players and also money still with the Kali. Unfortunately, I'm not saying that it's not working out. It is working out because she is taking out a lot of mute jammers, a lot of utilities that would block a lot of hard breaching capabilities, and looks like it's not going to work out well though. And Ace is forced to pick back his utility, which would use yet another one to try to take out the mute jammers, in which hopefully it will succeed for now. There you go. The Ace summer charge being used to open up in towards meeting. This is the same attack that we're going to witness here from Team Area 69. So for now, let's just see if it's going to work out well for them. A lot of time being taken from Team A69 at this moment. They should have just went for the push and get those kills. Unfortunately, they are dealing with some heavy resistance towards the main entrance. Currently, Incinerate is in towards the lobby hallway, and also Smoke, who's just making sure that there won't be any particular player still holding in towards the main entrance.
I'm kind of interested to sort of find out why Area 69 has 4 players concentrated on this meeting breach from Tower. While I can admit that a brute force push can work out, it's got a good, 50-50 chance if you ask me. The main problem here is, there you go, Destroyer's got an angle that they cannot compete against, and they never Incinerate on that same lobby hallway. Your smoke grenades coming out, which is delaying their push as well. Knight will get one, taking down Incinerate. Finally, somebody coming in from a different angle that does net them a kill, but then you have the flanks that are not being watched. Spider-10 takes a lot of damage from that flank, as Knight will find one more. Brandon goes down. Dozen takes another one, as in he takes the fall. Sumain doing some work right there. It's the actual push in and get Destroyer. Unfortunately, Team Fuzaka not winning their gunfights when they needed to the most, and that has resulted in them completely losing the lead and the man count. Plant will be going off as Flakes is forced to go the long way around due to 2 castle barricades, and now another one coming his way as shots are going to be fired. It's all down to this one man, the Jaeger, trying to do what he can in this situation. Does a bit of damage to Sumain, can't exactly get the kill as he has to go out towards the meeting hallway. Goes to the barbed wire, will be hurt. Is the sledge going to get him? Yes, he is. Sumain comes in to get the kill, and that is going to make things even more interesting, if you ask me, given that it will be an equalized man count going into the 7th round. Rounds when Rolls will come in, and Area 69, despite making a rather ill-advised 4-man push through that meeting breach, it works out because I would have to say primarily because of the Ash coming in from a different angle and making sure that they can get the important operators taken care of. And then of course you had some resurgent flank watch, I guess I should say, because there wasn't any initial flank watch from Spidey time. I'm not sure how he didn't go down on top of the first floor landing, because those shots from Jaeger should have connected. Unfortunately, they did not. Flakes couldn't get the kill, had to retreat. And all in all, while the round should have, in theory, gone the way of Team Fuzaken, it goes the way of Area 69. And, if anything, gonna make this matchup all the more interesting, because the scoreline is equalized, and Area 69 are now on the defense.
Well, not a good start for a Team Area 69, but also a decent way to end it off. 3-3 in the first half. They will now be on defense. Second floor kids' dorms will be the side for Team Fuzaken to make their way. They need to be careful of Melusi's Banshee deterrent being placed at a particular position. And talking about Team Fuzaken's operators pick, we do see a total of 2 hard breaches, the Ace and the Hibana, in which one of them will try to open up the second floor kids and also open up Attic both at the same time. The only problem is that they need to deal with the Smoke's mute jammers, in which it shouldn't have much of a problem to try to take it out. You might have Zan with the breach charges to take out the mute jammers, and also, just Hibana's 2 total X-Kairos pellets is more than enough to get those mute jammers off. Actually, it won't work out because it's a mute. I was about to say something, then afterwards, my mind just hit me with a rock and say, no, Baba, mute jammer does not work out that way, even with the Hibana's workout. Okay, a lot of confusion's been happening. I'm just gonna stay the matter in towards the match, as the C4 will claim the life of Spidey time. Oh boy, that's a lot of a claymore. A lot of brain dead plays, if you'd like to ask me about that. I was talking about the operators there. Again, apologies. As we proceed to the match here, the connector repel will arrive from Team Fuzakin. With the first early frag, taking out Spidey time would be huge for them. But the only problem is that the site in which there is those deployable shield from Knight with a total of 3 smoke gas canisters and also the mute jammers that they need to worry about. Sumain with an impressive shotgun kill be able to claim the life of Daozan, the Ash, which was in towards second fort trophy. Unfortunately taken down by surprise. There is that one Valkyrie cam in towards the street spawn, which is giving some vital information to their teammates. Let's see how it's going to work out for Team Area 69's line of defense.
Given everything, that retrade, if you will, onto Dozen was much needed, and Sumain with the shotgun on the mute did well to get it. But what is really important about that is the fact that it's going to put Fuzakin under a bit of pressure. Equalized man counts going into site push, especially at the under 60-second mark, aren't exactly the best pushes, all things considered. Braindead in the meanwhile is going to find Knight, who, for whatever reason, decided to stay prone on that meeting hallway. Unfortunately got punished for it. Money, there we go. He's going to get right on top of the shelf inside of kids' dorms. A nice little angle into the attic entryway. Also safe from the kids' dorms window, where some shots were being fired from just a second ago. The Malusi, good angle being watched. Same by Sumain. They're all holding in and waiting their turn, which is when the attackers decide to get into sight. Whenever their setup is done, whenever they're comfortable with pushing in, that is when these players will strike. So Sumin has to be careful. He hears whatever the Nomad was doing is going to get her, but the SMG loan comes out. Will he connect the kill? No, not quite. The Ace somehow gets away with it. I'm not sure what's even happening anymore. And the kill is confirmed by the pistol as a 2 vs 3, but Flakes is down, but it doesn't matter. Braindead will get a double as Weijie and Money fall. And after a very, very confusing push into sight, Fuzakin will come out the victors of the round. We'll see that in the instant replay, as it is 4-3 in favor of Team Fuzakin, as there were other actions happening, more specifically towards Braindead. The man was doing something over on the other side of sight, but we didn't quite see that. We were a little bit busy watching Incinerate and Sumain go at it, for lack of a better term. With all of that being said, though, we have moments of whiffing. We've all had these. I mean, especially if you've ever played a high stakes game in any situation of Rainbow Six, it can get a little messy. I mean, I'm sure all of us can relate to some extent to these situations. So, without further ado, let us move on to the 8th round between these two teams. Fuzakin in the lead, taking it over Area 69, who are now chasing that lead once again. A69 not exactly looking at their best today, excuse me, as they certainly have some ways to go before they can actually, win this match, especially with the way Fuzakin seems to be reading into them. Somebody has done their homework, methinks, and it's certainly paying off for the time being. Round 8 will be underway onto action phase, and, I just have to ask Baba, that end of round, I mean, that was something, wasn't it?
Attackers are moving out to locate a bomb and
It's just I just have a round of moment just to think what happened in that entire round. It's just oh boy. For a moment there, I just had some kind of an immediate flashback, which I don't know anything about it. But for now, let's just see into it. The match interesting. We do see Flakes with the 0, and so does the Amaru being brought up from Destroyer. We might be able to see some heavy aggressive plays, especially from Amaru. He's just waiting for the attackers to be in their specific position. That would be trying to open up the windows into a second floor kids. And also Spidey time, interesting enough, in towards blue though. Interesting, which would lead a total of 4 players still in towards site. One would still be roaming. The attackers will still drone it out, trying to figure out their strategies, what kind of hatches they've opened, what kind of rotations they've made into a particular building. As we hear the Ace Element's breach charges being opened in towards the second floor kids, as Weijie still in the white stairs. And so does Sumain, a very difficult angle that he's facing, and also very difficult positioning that he shouldn't engage in a gunfight. Especially with a gun like SMG-11, he needs to make these shots count. Oh, What is Sumain doing actually? He's actually very aggressive. Internet might be able to see this. He's going to take off the head of Sumain. What a grave mistake. You shouldn't have done that. You shouldn't have done that, Sumain. It would have been just better to just halt the aggression a bit, but I understand. The SMG-11 gets it, the adrenaline kicks you out a bit, you feel like you want to get that kill, but unfortunately, today is not your day, my man. But for now, the attackers will slowly make their way with the early man count advantage. The attackers will also push in. Destroyer interestingly enough waiting for that perfect opportunity. The Incinerate will miss one of his opportunity. Destroyer still waiting it out. No, he is in the building, ladies and gentlemen. Second floor kills, but here comes the first kill with the G8 LMG taking out Spidey time, and Destroyer gets immediately taken out for the MP5, making it the 3v1 situation as all goes down to Knight. Actually, it all goes down to Flakes in towards White Stairs, and needs to find 3 angry defenders. Finds the head, doesn't get the connect, still goes for that free fire, but unfortunately couldn't get any of the kills just yet. Smoke gas canisters, which would force the attackers to either push in or stay in that particular position and still go for that pre-fire. 30 seconds, another smoke canisters, which would force Flakes to be in a particular position. Sees the head of the Jaeger, but doesn't get it just yet. A lot of bullets being exchange from both the teams, but doesn't get the kill. Will we see a 1v3 or will we see Team Area 69 winning this round? Well, I think that's going to be exactly what's going to happen here. VJ will with the final kill be able to take out Flakes, winning round 8 on second floor kids dorms. As we proceed to round 9, Team Fuzakin, even though they are making a bit of a mistakes in towards the attack phase itself, they did get the early kill, they did open up the wall, but when it came with that push, Ace missing the opportunity to take out the Melusi. If they take out Money at that time, like when she was in the attic, then Destroyer would have immediately got the control on the site, went in for the plant. So talking about it, round 9 will proceed. Basement laundry room will be the site. Let's see how well it bodes well for Team A69's line of defense.
I have to say, though, these rounds that we're getting to see from both 69 and Fuzakin are leaving me with more questions than answers. I mean, some of the shots being taken, some of the decisions being made are certainly quite debatable from both 69 and Fuzakin. In that last round, of course, I'm pretty sure Baba knows the one that I'm talking about. Sumain on the mute. I cannot decide if that was a moment of potential brilliance or absolute foolhardiness, and I think that makes it all the more dangerous to talk about, because at some point you have to, like, what is even the distinction, right? Because he might have thought that that would have been a big brain play, right, to push up on the breach itself and get somebody by surprise, but then realize that he got droned out and he couldn't really full throttle into that push, and unfortunately on the way back he got taken down. Now, some could say that he should have just stuck to it, committed 100%, and maybe gotten the kill. But, if the result had been his death, he would have been better off risking going back into sight and potentially living with some minor HP damage. Spidey time now on the roam. Some contest from Braindead right now. Interesting pre-fire right there from the Zofia. Not going to find him, of course. By the time he's going to flee all the way towards the kitchen just to make sure that he is safe. But there's a drone in that region going towards meeting from the main hall. So he's got to be even more careful, given that Dozen is on the prowl. And Spidey Time is the one being hunted. He's the prey in this situation, and he needs to turn it around on the hunters. Gonna go all the way out to attic through big tower, second floor, to give himself an angle on a vertical, give himself the high ground, if you will. But he's also taking the attackers for a bit of a goose chase, given that they don't know exactly where he is. They do now, but Flakes has taken a ton of damage, and there's somebody coming off the wide stairs. He did not know that, and brain dead. Well, shut down. Spidey Time could not waste a whole lot of time, could not even take a body, in fact, and unfortunately it has resulted in his death in a situation that could have gone his way, but unfortunately Team Fuzakin's attack played it just that little bit better, going for a two-sided push, shutting down the roamer. Now they'll be getting the hatches done, as you can hear all over the map. Flakes getting his work done alongside the Ace Incinerate, whose thermal breaches will be coming in handy to get some lines of sight in as well. Area 69's defense has to be very careful now. They are on the man disadvantage, and with a minute 15 remaining, Fuzakin is looking good for this push.
Time is of the essence here for Area 69 to hold their ground,
Attackers have located a
whereas the
bomb.
attackers are slowly making their way to go for that split push. Braindead will be able to take out one of the utilities. The flashbangs will come in, so does the smoke gas canisters. Braindead goes for that pre-fire, won't be able to find the head of the SMG-11 player. I believe that would be Knight. Still goes for the pre-fire, almost finding the head off, but he will be safe from the wall as a total of, as yet another smoke gas canisters will be thrown out in towards the freezer. Now there will be a prone peak and then also an impact, interestingly enough, will be used to try to put off bomb. But here comes Dawzan in towards the rotation, taking out Knight and also the control of basement. Sumain has a shotgun in hand. He needs to find one shot. He'll be able to get one. Can he get the second? Well, looks like he cannot. It is a post-plant situation. He runs away. The Sumain get those 2 kills in a post-plant situation will lead to Flakes and Destroyer to cover that diffuser. Will it happen though? Defuse will get stuck in. Destroyer will push in. Gets... Oh my goodness, what a shot with the shotgun, taking out one. An instant refrag will come in, but it's going to be the defenders winning round 9. Oh boy, what is that shot? The shotgun range, right, like long range, right towards the basement laundry. It was.
Oh yeah, that was brutal. That one was brutal. Ooh.
I mean, it's. Ooh.
Absolutely. And you know, as it goes, we're seeing that exact shot on the instant replay. I mean, oh boy, that was a shot and a half from Sumain, and that play certainly gave his team quite the edge over Fuzakin in that situation, getting the Ash. Dawzan, who had made the play of getting into sight, it was a good counter, but then pushing out through the smoke. He couldn't quite see Incinerate initially, but he did eventually get him, and oh boy, did he get that last kill as well onto the Nomad. Unfortunately, the pre-fire not working out, and the 3 versus 1, I mean, the counter defense was already going, as we all saw, and the Jaeger stuck it. Area 69 taking another round. This time, they'll be the ones to take the lead, putting themselves up on a 5-4. Round 10 is underway. That is a play and a half by Vijay, as, excuse me, there was that man... this team, I mean, Area 69, they can sometimes pull off some real moments of brilliance, if you ask me, as they have made plays time and time again that have impressed us quite a bit. And same with Fuzakin. So, all in all, a close game with patches of some unfortunate decision-making still going on, to be perfectly precise, as, you know, one could say that the ace should have probably stayed within the smoke, could have bamboozled Sumain by sticking around, and maybe could have even gotten the kill on the post plant, but he decided to try and find a better position by running away. I mean, that looked quite comedic on the when we saw it the first time, but you know, regardless, Fuzakin not being able to win that round, it's not going to affect them too much, given that they achieved most of their objectives. The real issue was they got outplayed by Sumain in that situation, and really, what you can do is try and watch out for that just a little bit more. Maybe, you know, not reloading on the corners where the smoke could push, not staying too close to open rotates, which of course work both ways. And there's a whole bunch of ifs and buts in that situation that they will need to look at. Probability is, of course, one of the things that goes into factors into these sorts of pushes, as interesting use of the summer breach by Incinerate. Destroyer had breach charges, so he could have saved his hard breach utility for elsewhere, where it will be more required. For instance, the hatch, because now he will need to use up both of his summer breaches if he doesn't want to wait for Flakes to get in position. As the Hibana, of course, is still the queen of hatches, as it were. Spidey time. Roaming all the way down in the basement, just towards the corridor, goes up to Freezer. He's trying to find somebody through vertical angles, but he can't do that just yet. Plenty of explosions going off. There's a breach charges and breaching rounds from the side of the attack, as they're establishing tons of vertical line outside. Spy time, there we go. He's going to get blown away by the air jab. Has to fall back as Sumain is taking a bit of damage. Nothing too much, too fatal just yet. But money, he's gone for a gunfight. Can he find one? Yes, he does. Braindead will fall, and Destroyer goes down as well. Sumain takes a kill. That's just a 5 versus 3 with a minute remaining. Fuzakin losing bodies in unfortunate situations.
Well, already a lot of gunfights been happening here from Incinerate in towards Big Towers, whereas now Zan in towards the Hash, trying to figure out an opportunity in which Spidey Time will decline it, taking him out, putting it in a 5v2 situation. The only thing that they need to focus around should be in the stairs, and if Spidey Time gets another one with the P10 drone, and the pre-fire will come in from Incinerate, taking out money, but he still needs to find four more to get the ace, and I think it's not going to happen here. Sumain with the last kill with the SMG-11 will claim the life of Incinerate, giving them the win on round 10 first floor meeting room. And I believe they will be the one in match point 5 to 4. Actually, 6 to 4. Favoring the side of Team Area 69, and with it, the site will be on second floor Kids Dorm since they did succeed winning their sites 3 rounds in a row. They'll be able to pick up the same side yet again with some interesting changes of their operators, especially Spidey Time picking the Mozzie, where sometimes we do see much. We did see a vigil being brought up, right? I'm just trying to remember here. Vigil was being brought up when the site was on second floor Kids Dorm. He was apparently roaming in towards the basement. Whenever the attackers trying to make their play, he used to arrive at the right time to eliminate at least 2 or 3 players. For now, he'll just be able to pick Mozzie instead. It kind of works
Defenders,
similar
protect your
to
bombs
Vigil.
and
It's just
defuse
that he'll be able to at least block some drone works coming in from a particular place, but not entirely. It was that's exactly what Vigil does. But it's up to that player's preference on what kind of operators that they do love to pick. And looks like Spidey Time will decide to pick the Mozzie instead, not to have not to be mean with the operators, because some prefers the P10 Roni, whereas the other prefers the K1A. Both has their own ups and downs. Both has their own difference when it comes to the recoil control, the amount of damage it does. But who knows? Maybe we might be able to see an ace coming in from Spidey Time. Who knows? Maybe not. But for now, let's see what's going to happen here. One of the drone gets caught out and gets immediately shut down here.
Attackers must locate
Interestingly
and
enough, but
defuse
let's
the
see what's
bomb.
going to happen as we proceed to the action phase.
Interestingly enough, between that comparison that you just brought up, Bob, it's an interesting one, between the P10 drone and K1A, because on paper alone, the K1A looks more powerful, but then you have to consider the P10 drone extremely light, extremely good ADS time and rate of fire. As Python is going to go out, he's trying to get a kill. Willie, yes, he does through the flashbang. Beautifully done. Aggressive push on the Destroyer, who I don't think anticipated that, and that, unfortunately, is going to be his death. The P10 coming out. Just like I said, very good rate of fire and overall damage output, even if it's a little low. The only thing going against it, I would say, is its slightly smaller magazine size. And oh boy, that one definitely would have been a scare for Spidey Time. The ash charge going right above his head as Incinerate gets down to the meanwhile. Shotgun comes out. I think that's the main. Yes, it is. This time it will work. And this time, it's not the foolhardy push. It is the big brain to take out the ace. A big drop comes in from the side of Team Fuzakan as they seem to be a little bit out of it right now, a little bit out of their depth, a little bit out of their comfort zone. Given that it is a 3, make that a 2-man push. Spidey Time. How do you stop this man? He's proving me, he's really giving me a lot to talk about with that P10 as the shotgun comes out. No, not quite. Semaine fell back at the right time, and he's going to get Sophia, take him out. Brain Dead goes down, and the C4 to finish it off. Spidey Time. Did somebody say boom, boom? Somebody did, and that was the Mozzie. As we will see a fantastic end to a fantastic game. Beautifully played, all things considered, by the side of Area 69, and a very good attempt from the side of Team Fuzakin. But unfortunately, it was not to be. 13 to Semaine and 10 to Spidey Time. Take about the both of you in double digits of kills. All in all, Spidey Time, I mean, not to brag, if I may, though, being a P10 Roni main myself on the Mozzie, I have to say those plays were quite cool to see, all things considered. If you're watching this by time, just know you have made me, a fellow P10 Roni main, very, very proud, dear sir. But with all of that being said, ladies and gentlemen, that first game has just finished up, and that was the 7-4 finisher for the side of Team Area 69, who have guaranteed themselves the spot in Division 3, the first of 3 spots taken. And of course, the second game, we will update you as soon as we get the information about that. But for the time being, we'll be going in to relive the moment to talk about the match that we just had, the best moments for this game. And I believe nobody other than our own Baba Gusta is more suited to talk about the match that we just had. Baba, very interesting game, wasn't it?
I mean, I absolutely do agree on that, Jack. And also, not just the Pete and Ronnie main, but also me as well. The SAS main smoke with the shotgun and SMG 12 is also proud, so main. And yeah, talking about the match here, Fuzakin, they did had good rounds in the first half when they were on defense, winning second floor kids, basement laundry, and second floor kids. The same thing goes to Area 69 as well when they were on attack. Now, talking about Team Area 69 style of attack, we just only see them only pushing in towards one particular place rather than going for the split push. That was, of course, when they decided to, there were a lot of I wouldn't say a lot though. Most of the time it was just 4-man push in towards at least on second floor kids to try to open up the wall and get in towards the side. They did not get the control in towards attic on second floor kids dorms, neither on basement laundry 2, I believe. Even on first floor meeting when the last round that we get to witness, round 6, where the attackers, they were mainly focused in towards the side. They did not made a decision to hunt the rumors. They did not made a decision to try to gain control of the site or go for a split push. They just decide to go for a full-on frontal push, opening up the walls on towards big towers, went in for the push, and somehow they could not win the gunfight. And then everything just went into a change in the second half itself, when Fuzakin only won one round of attack in round 7, which was on second floor kid storm, and then they immediately just destroyed Team Fuzakin's line of attack, winning 4 defense rounds in a row. Team Area 69 very powerful on defense, especially the way how aggressive both Spidey Time and Sumain was with the shotgun. Although there was one particular place where Sumain went too aggressive with the push that Ace did claim the life of it, and in which he did make his amends, getting a lot of SMG 11 kills and also the shotgun kills, in which I was very impressed on towards the basement laundry 1v3 positions. And talking about 1v3s though, did get to see Incinerate perform a 1v3 clutch situation here from Team Fuzakin. Believe me, Team Fuzakin, they have a lot of they have opportunities, they have a lot of promises. The only thing is that they need to get their coordination right. They need to make sure that they do not make sure that they won't have a problem with their strategies, especially on second floor kids. You saw Destroyer holding in towards the second floor armory, whereas the Jaeger was holding into a second floor trophy. That was a good strategy. It was working out well. But that does not mean that you should be only focusing on one particular site. You need to focus on meeting room 2. You need to focus on basement laundry. You need to keep memorizing and also try to get more strategies on one particular maps, so they'll be able to win more. Talking about the major improvements, just like I did talked about in the previous match too, I believe that was on Team Fuzakin versus Exolic Esports, which the map was on Oregon 7-5. They did made huge mistakes, in which the previous 2 rounds they made a huge improvement, and also this round, this match against Team Area 69, it was an improvement, but they still need to learn more. Hopefully they still have one more chance left, which would be in the loser bracket semifinals. Although we do have to apologize, we could not get the match between the match between the second match of the semifinalists, in which one of them teams, we still don't have the information just yet. When we get it, we'll be able to give you that information right away. But for now, congratulations to Team Area 69. They have found a spot in Division 3, but for Team Fuzakin, they have one last chance to get into Division 3. Will it happen or will it not? We're about to find out after this quick short break, while we be right back with the second match of loser bracket. Stay tuned.
All right, then, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the WD BLACK Esports Club Pro League 4 Rainbow Six Siege, supported by Ubisoft. And here with your host, Blackjack. Joining me is my co host, Baba Gusta, and our admin, Foxy, as we are here for the final game of Season 4 qualifiers. Team Fuzakin, who we saw unfortunately have a loss against Team Area 69, and Team Heat from the offline match, losing against Spectre Gaming. That is right. Team Area 69 and Spectre Gaming have gone through into Division 3, and only one spot remains left to be grabbed by either Fuzakin or Heat. And we will find out who will be the one to take that spot, to take this match and put themselves into this month's Division 3 phase. And the map of the showdown couldn't have been more poetic. It is a clubhouse, ladies and gentlemen, the ye old favorite. That is right. We're back at the Esports Clubhouse League for this match. I'm bringing back that old joke. That is right. But let us join our players in the ban phase right now. Fuzakin on the attack, Team Heat on the defense. We will join them in just a quick second right here, as the first bans will, of course, go through. Team Heat, unfortunately, they will be licking their wounds ever so slightly, trying to get themselves back up after that loss against Spectre Game. And similarly, Fuzakin will be trying to get themselves back on their feet. It was a good showing from Fuzakin from what we saw on stream. Unfortunately, it was not enough for the team to beat Area 69. Now that they're up against Heat, they will have another challenge going into this match. Thatcher and Montaigne have been banned so far, and given that there is a Thatcher ban in place, Fuzakin will decide to ban Kai. The interesting ban right here, although we saw this from Team Fuzakin a couple of days ago, where they banned Thatcher and Kaid as well on a Clubhouse. So that seems to be their go-to bans here, while Heat have banned the Montaigne, and the final defender to be banned tonight is going to be Mira. Once again, very standard. Excuse me, they're very standard, all things considered between both sides. But then again, these are operators who have time and time again proven to be an absolute nuisance to deal with when it comes to how the map of Clubhouse is played here in the qualifiers and even in Division 3 to that extent. Round 1 will be underway in just a quick moment, but before we get there, let's have a look at both of the rosters that are here in the lobby for us today. From the side of Fuzakin, we've got Braindead, Destroyer, Incinerate, Dozen, and Flakes. And from the side of Heat, we've got Calculated, Cypher, Nadia Shrit, Oxidane, and Izzy Boy. CCTV and Cash will be the site of choice. Couple of 6 picks coming in. And with that, I've kept the man from the mic long enough. Baba Gusta, take it away.
Thank you so much for that, Jack. We will proceed to the first round. Second floor CCTV. Team Heat will be the one on defense, whereas Team Fuzakin will be the one in attack. Talking about the operators picks, 2 hard breaches, 2 soft breaches, and 1 flank denial. Talking about the defenders side, we have anti-denial of drones, anti-denial when it comes to projectile captures. We have the Bomai and the Jaeger, and also intel ops like the Valkyrie. And just to top it off with the trap operators, you have the Melusi with the Banshee deterrent, which would slow off any aggressive pushes from the attackers, which would give away their position, their positioning as well. With it, the action phase will proceed anytime soon with the defenders finishing up their preparations. Except Cypher, though, he's just going to be placing his last placement of the cams. And with it, the attackers will be on their way to open up the walls on CCTV. Interestingly enough, we do see 3 players spawned in towards the construction site. Will now make their way in towards the site, maybe on towards the windows of CCTV. Maybe they might go for a push in towards the construction, where they will make their play from there. And with it, they are on their way towards that building. Now, first, exothermic charges will be used to open up towards the garage, which would alert the presence of the defenders. Especially, it will be a bit difficult for the specific operator who's holding in towards the garage catwalk that he needs to worry about 2 angles. The drones will be able to know that there is the hatch being opened in towards construction, whereas the drone gets taken out, whereas not Yashrit will be holding in towards second floor bedroom with some good eyesight. He'll be able to take out the 2 drones, whereas the Ash will make her way to make that vertical lines of sight in towards the stock.
Plenty of action already happening, albeit no bodies being dropped. That is what we're seeing right now, as Team Heat is currently the only little loss that they have incurred is Calculated taking a bit of damage. Cypher on the first floor trying to go for some heads. Not going to find anybody, however, as the breaches will go through slowly but surely. Plenty of journeying from Fuzakin. They know that they cannot afford to make a single mistake, as this is not only just Team Heat, this is a Team Heat that are very much looking to regain their lost pride. They would have expected to go straight through into divisions, but Spectre Gaming proved to be too much, and that will be fueling Team Heat, adding more fire to their fury, if I may. And that's not going to bear too well for Fuzakin if they slip up at all. Some margin for error does exist, but it is infinitely slimmer than you would initially think, given the way this match has begun. Crossfires all over the place from Team Heat, and as Dozen's gonna try and go in, he's gonna get a beautiful headshot, but there goes another one. Brain dead to drop from Izzy Boy as the MP5K fires off. Arshrid waiting for that long angle play from the Ash, gets droned out. Unfortunately, the C4 will come in, but Dozen finds him before the C4 can blow up, and now it's a 4 versus 3. The Ash has made some plays. Another C4 comes in, but that won't find anybody. Incinerate in the meanwhile finds one. Cypher goes down as well. Dozen with a triple, and now it's all down to Oxidane coming up the bedroom stairs. Main stairs is his line of entry, and this is not going to look too good for him as that region is being watched. Dozen is going to see the head and take him out nice and quickly. Oxidane will fall, and Team Fuzakin will take the first round. Good attack right there, as we will see in the instant replay, spearheaded by that man Dozen on the Ash. Very good stuff right there, especially that initial push in, that dismantle of that crossfire that was being held on towards the construction entry. He knew he couldn't peek too wide, had to make it a quick one, and he did very well. And catching those heads when he needed to gave Fuzakin the entry opening they needed. It took a while, admittedly, but when they fell into sight, they fell in hard. 6 pick out of the Maverick into Tebana from Flakes, none from the side of Team Heat, as we're seeing, as we will be going into Basement Church and Arsenal Room. Fuzakin 1-0 up as the second round goes underway.
Oh boy, talking about Team Heat though, Matt, they've not been having a good day at all, because most of the time they didn't get the spot of Division 3 for the past 2 seasons, I believe. And now they're just trying their luck in Season 4. Again, not up to a very good start though. They did, lost against Spectre Gaming, I believe, where they will be the one trying to be getting the spot in Division 3. And also to Team Area 69, who will get their spot as well. And Team Heat, Team Heat and both for Team Fuzakin though, this will be their last chance to get that spot, and they will do whatever it takes to win it. Action phase will proceed. Round 2, Basement Church will be the site for the defenders to defend, whereas the attackers to try to get their round conversion back. The drones will come in from the attackers to make lines of sight. Pretty standard. There's not going to be much more problems with it. The only problem that they do need to face with is the kitchen hatch being open. Now, Cypher will be able to place at least one of the Valkyrie cams placed in towards the kitchen, so that they'll be able to get that C4 kills with the help of the pings. Now, they will be able to open up the other 2 hatches as well. The only thing that they do need to worry about is the tunnel hold, in which Naughty Astrid is holding with the total of 2 ADSs and a deployable shield. They did open up the tunnels. Now their main focus is to open up the hatches too, so that they'll be able to go for a fully fledged coordinated push. Now Destroyer will be able to make sure that the flank watches would not happen. He'll be able to place one of the air jabs in towards the main stairs. Again, the drone works, a lot of time, a lot of patience, just like we did get to see in the previous round 2. Not a lot of early kill counts happen at that very exact second. It only comes down in the execution phase where all hell breaks loose. For now, the attackers will succeed opening up the hatches in towards kitchen, in which one of them in towards the stock. Cypher will be able to detect one, the C4, too late for it to go for it, because there is that vertical lines of sight being placed. Downtown will be able to see the head of the Valkyrie, won't be able to get it, neither does the C4, and will force to relocate in a very different location.
All things considered, this is looking very, very similar to the last round that we are, that we saw from the side of Team Fuzakin. As in, they have so far managed to conserve the body count. Sure, it is a 5v5, and going into Basement Church might be different from going into 5v5 on the second floor. But oh, beautiful shot from Fuzakin, as he will find Calculated. That is a big drop right there, as the Malusi will be the first to go down. Very similar to how we saw the last round happen. The first drop was taken by Fuzakin. Admittedly, it was an Ash pushing into sight, but looks like Braindead does not want to contest against the Maestro's Alda, knowing that fire rate and that damage output will take him down, shred him into smithereens, and he doesn't want to do that just yet. Smoke grenades are going out to deny the drop onto plant, but Braindead's going to find Oxidane. That is your Jaeger taken off the board as well. No late flanks, as he's going to take some damage himself, but he is not down. 18 seconds remaining as Fuzakin needs to get into sight. It is now or never. The Thermite's going to push up. See the smoke. A couple of bodies have dropped. It's a 1v5 and a flawless round for Team Fuzakin. Team Heat, what are we seeing? Not a good start at all for the side of this defensive team as for Zakin. Beautiful push. All things considered, utility done, intel gathered, push successful. 2-0 is the scoreline as we are moving into round three, ladies and gentlemen. This is most certainly a much improved Team Fuzakin that we are seeing than the one that we saw getting, slightly dismantled against the side of Area 69. Now, I'm not sure if that is Fuzakin improving dramatically between the two matches, or is it Team Heat not having the best of days, as of course Team Heat are only here because Spectre Gaming managed to beat them, which is in and of itself, kind of took us here in the here at the caster seat, took us a little bit by surprise. We were sort of expecting Team Heat to go through, but they didn't. And here they are playing against Fuzakin with an unfortunately not too good of a start. The gunfight selection, the positioning, the decisions being made, I'm not sure about the way that this has gone through for them, and it has certainly reflected in these first two rounds. Round three will see us go back to Basement Church once again. This time, no real differences in terms of operator loadouts that we are seeing from the side of Team Heat, so maybe, just maybe, it's how they decide to put the utilities down, where they will put those utilities down, and where, the operators will be, what positions they take up, and how they decide to go for the roam / late fall back to site. Whatever they need to do, they will need to do it very well. And they're going to need to achieve that very quickly as well. Team Fuzakin giving them momentum in this situation, not the best idea for Team Heat, who admittedly probably are just a little bit tired from that previous game. But even then, they are not exactly in the, smoothest of planes right now.
Well, talking about smooth, Incinerate will be able to get his first frag, taking out Cypher in round 3. That's an immediate early kill. Taking out Cypher would deny that C4 play in towards the kitchen, there in which we did get to see one Valkyrie cam being placed. The only thing that he can do is just give information. Other than that, we do see calculated with the impacts. Unfortunately, the defenders, they do not have any C4s except one, a beautiful shot with the MP5 taking out Incinerate in towards the stock, but they will succeed opening up the hatches in towards stock. Now Oxidane will be the one holding in towards blue, whereas Flakes will recover the diffuser. Now for the past 2 rounds though, Team Heat, they could not at least get a single kill. But this time they'll be able to take out Incinerate right out of the bat, which would force the Hibana to open up the hatches and maybe open up in towards Church too. Izzy Boy is prepped and ready with the impact. He's just waiting for the Excaros pellets sound to arrive, but needs to be careful with that vertical lines of sight being used here. The C4, it's not going to work out though. Impacts were not going to work out, which would force Izzy Boy to fall back in towards Basement Church. Things are not looking too well here for Team Heat. Hatches already open. Now their main focus is to push in towards tunnels, maybe hold in an angle from main entrance and decide to push in towards the arsenal room. Now the only thing that they have to worry about is Calculated, who is currently in towards the construction hatch, in which will be able to make a quick rotate in towards the stock hatch immediately to try to eliminate 1 or 2 players right out of the bat. Currently they don't have a lot of time here, 50 seconds left for the attackers to make their play at that very exact moment. They'll be able to use 1 concussive nades, whereas Calculated goes out with a bang, taking out Brain Dead where he gets the second kill. Need to be careful of Flakes though. He's currently in towards the arsenal room. He can go for the plant. There is cover from the ash to deny any plant coming in from the tunnel. Flakes is sticking in with the plan. He needs 1 more second. 0 seconds. Will it happen? No, it does not. Oh boy, the smoke gas cancer saves the life, whereas Calculated with a good angle gets 1 more, a triple kill to him. Use the impact nades to get 1 more lines of sight to get back the control of kitchen. They don't have any more time, neither does the man count. A 1v4 situation. Team Heat have got this thing under control with a huge blaze from Calculated. 3 kills with his name with the MP4. Can be able to see one guy. Can he get the kill though? He's going to be contesting one, a lot of gunfires being whiffed, and in the end it's going to be the final kill from Calculated, taking out Taos and Team Heat. With a lot of problems being happening for the past 2 rounds, they'll be able to finally get their win in defense round 3 Basement Church. As we take a look at it in the instant replay, we will now proceed to round 4, where the scoreline will be 2-1. The site be on second floor CCTV and cash room.
There we go. Team Heat making up for the mistakes. Unfortunately, Fuzakin is a little, we're a little bit all over the place in that previous round, as, the flank watch for that late rotate made by Calculated wasn't really there. He was allowed to stay on second floor right when the execute was happening. And unfortunately, the Malusi got away with just a little bit too much for Fuzakin to handle. Now, Team Heat taking that first round has got themselves set into this match. The first step has been taken. They just need to take six more from here on out to put themselves into the victory stance. And I say that, and I don't say that lightly because, again, Fuzakin, while they may have looked all over the place in the previous round as well, they were trying to do something similar to what they were doing in those previous two rounds. The only unfortunate thing was, as soon as Calculated started getting kills and wasn't traded onto instantly or even within the next whatever seconds were required to make that transition a clean one, that was where Fuzakin, effectively speaking, started to lose the round. Calculated going out for the play, did his work very, very effectively, mind you, and that is why we'll be seeing the side of Fuzakin, unfortunately, not going 3-0 up. Unfortunately for them, of course. And of course, Flakes going for the plant right towards the end, as we saw, a little bit ill-advised, all things considered, given that he was so low on HP. Even then, probably could have done something else, probably could have moved out of that region, but he wanted to stick the plan because time was slowly running out. There was a ton of factors that Team Fuzakin had to consider in that situation. Unfortunately, they were not able to sort of keep up with what was required in the previous round. But of course, the previous round is in the past for a reason, and that is why we're going to be moving into this fourth round already. We're seeing the breaches coming in. We're seeing all of the intel works that Team Fuzakin are doing, droning, utility clearance, all the like. We've seen this before in this round itself, as Destroyer has made his way very quickly into Master Bedroom. He's going to be trying to get into construction nice and quickly, as we're going to have a ton of explosions happening towards that construction wall. Oxidane, he's come off towards Lounge. I don't think the drone below him is actually active, so his position may not yet be given away. And with a minute 25 remaining, that could yet be the play that changes the round.
Well, talking about the round, the attack from Team Fuzakin will be underway, but we do see some heavy denial coming in from the defenders, especially Calculated, trying to go for that impact need in towards construction. Will succeed, I believe, forcing them to not have an angle of sight. The Zofia moving in. He needs to take out the Woma at the right moment, but also if he knows he's going to be the one to win that gunfight. Taking out Braindead, putting it in a 4v5 situation, whereas Naughty Ashrit is still in towards the main stairs. He still needs to worry about that CCTV wall, which has already been opened, but here comes Flakes, already pushing in towards the side, taking out one, down against the other, taking out Calculated, and with it, the site is for the attackers. They will now proceed to go for the plant. The only problem is Cypher is still going for that flank, watching towards garage. Hipana will be able to see it and take care of it, putting it in a 3v2. Naughty Ashrit, this shotgun gets 2 kills, trying to put it in a 2v2 post-plant situation. Naughty Ashrit going for the huge amount of free-fires, will be able to down and get the confirmation. Triple kill to Naughty Ashrit and an air jab to put it in a 1v2 situation. He'll be able to put it in a 2v2. He'll be able to bring back Oxidane to a total of 10 HP. So maybe we might be able to see some huge distraction coming in from Oxidane. The push, both of them will be coming in towards the door. Gets taken out from Flakes, gets a triple kill, but a huge mistake from Oxidane. And he'll be able to one to punish him and also get the defuse as well. Well played from Oxidane, and also huge mistakes from Flakes, where he had the opportunity but he missed it. Team Heat will be able to win round 4, second floor CCTV, putting it in a score count of 2-2. Equalizer round coming in from both the teams as we proceed to round 5. This might be a higher chances where in the first half it might go 3-3 or 4-2, depending on what kind of mistakes that the teams will be able to make. Especially Flakes, though, he went way too aggressive in towards CCTV, getting 2 kills, went for the plant, although couldn't handle Naughty. To be honest, they could not handle Ashritz's way of defense, getting 3 kills with the shotgun. and able to revive Oxidane back to 10 HP. Went for that full frontal push, one pushing towards CCTV and the other in towards the main stairs. They did get that win. Second floor gym and bedroom will be the side with a 6 pick as they brought in the
Attackers need to
Goyo
locate and
as we
defuse as many
proceed to
bombs
round
as they
5.
can.
Man, Ashrid played that last round really, really well, didn't he? Right towards the end there. The shotgun plays, the buckshot plays, it was all there from the man. Although one has to say, Flakes probably shouldn't have started running away immediately. He couldn't have, he could have probably gone for the rappel hold initially when he first went out of the breach and while Ashrid was busy reviving his teammate, Oxidane. But unfortunately, he didn't. He was just stood there on the balcony. He got the kill onto Ashrid, and I'm pretty sure that initial burst after which he still probably had enough bullets, but not enough intel to know where Oxidane was coming from, who was swinging wide from the red stairs door straight towards that breach and got the kill. Flakes, unfortunately, played that almost to perfection, and I say almost because, of course, right towards the end, trying to go for better cover, better positioning, ended up getting him killed instead. And Team Heat were the ones to profit off of that little moment of indecision by taking the second round. Oxidane did well to take that last kill, but really that entire round pivoted on Ashrit doing what he did with the shotgun, just absolutely tearing through the side of Fuzakin's attack in the post plant, giving not only himself but his teammate enough time not only for the revive, but also for the peek and counter defuse. All things considered, well played by Team Heat, mostly by Ashrid, but still, the point goes to the team, as right now Oxidane has done quite a bit of damage to Brain Dead, holding on the catwalk of Garage, as Brain is going to have to be a little bit more careful of the gunfights he goes for in this very round itself. Cypher, in the meanwhile, inside a secret stash, logistics, knows that the hatch has been breached, can't exactly do a whole lot about it. You have the new gems from Usher himself, Izzy Boy, Alibi, just sort of vibing, chilling inside a site, watching, making sure that nobody gets any bright ideas of jumping in through the gym or the bedroom windows. Dozen, in the meanwhile, attempting to go into first floor, wants to do some roam clearage or making sure that nobody goes for any late flanks, trying to get a little bit too smart with him. As a Brain Dead, interestingly enough, uses both of his concussive grenades, knows that there's somebody there, so decides not to push through, as you have the flashbangs dealing some utility clearance, but damage being dealt as well. Brain Dead very low, so is Incinerate and Flakes, but Incinerate, hello, wait a minute, where's he going for the plant? Brain Dead's been downed in the meanwhile, and there we go, the planter will be killed along with another Oxidane with a double, and Fuzakin falling apart at the seams. It's all down to Destroyer and Dozen, the last two standing, as he's actually going to take a ton of shots from below, but Calculated will be the one to go down. Instead, it is a 2 versus 4, effectively speaking, as Dozen gets the confirmation onto Calculated. Destroyer trying to push up, knows that there's a Goyo inside of logistics. Can't exactly do much about Cypher in this position currently, as Destroyer trying to find the alibi, cannot, behind the gym equipment. That's the diffuser, mind you, as Dozen's going to find one. That is Cypher taken care of. The alibi is going to push up in lieu of the air jab coming his way, and will get the kill. Izzy Boy, after a little bit of a mess up from the Nomad herself, still gets blown away by the air jab, but is that too little, too late? The Ash gets one, but too late for that kill, as Ashrit will come in, shotgun in hand once again, finishing it off for the side of the defense. A good round for Team Heat, and very well played. Can't really say the same for Team Fuzakin, given that I'm not entirely certain what the decision-making was when you had Incinerate go straight in for the plant with Zofia so low on HP, and Flakes going for that counter on the long peak from CCTV. There were so many variables that weren't checked off the list just yet. I'm not sure what Fuzakin thought would work, but clearly going for the plant in that situation was not the play. Losing Diffuser, losing the whole plot of the round, that's going to lose them the round itself, as they will lose the lead to the side of Team Heat. It is now 3-2 in favor of the defensive team going into the last round before roll swap. Baba?
Yes, I just realized. Yes, I just realized I kept myself on mute and started talking randomly. So I do have to apologize for that, ladies and gentlemen. So yeah, as I was talking about, Basement Church will be the site, and as I try to recall the rounds from way back, Team Fuzakin, especially on Basement
5 seconds
Church
left.
hold, they did went on very aggressively, especially towards
Attackers
on
are
the
moving
arsenal
out to
hold, getting
locate a
that
bomb and
early kill,
defuse it.
eliminating players one by the other, and then they tried to bend for that a very good recovery, as I might like to call it. It was calculated at that time, getting a total of 4 kills with the MP5, using that vertical line of sight in towards logistics, whereas Team Fuzakin were mainly focused in towards getting control on towards the site. Now with it calculated, this time will be playing as the Vigil with the K1A, and also a very good gadget to dodge the attackers' drones. Give them some of a difficult drone. Uh, Drone, and also try to almost, you can be able to bamboozle the opponents as also, because most of the time the gadget will be able to detect right from below as well, so that would give a lot of confusion from the attackers too. Cypher will be able to take out one drone, which would make their main objectives for Team Fuzakan to try to take out the rumors first, because as they remembered, Calculated was the main reason why Team Heat lost on Basement Church round 3. So taking him out and then try to go for the breach in towards tunnel and also towards on the hatch would be a viable objective for them, but they need to do it as soon as possible. If not, they'll be forced to go for the site instead and try to make amends, well, try to force the Vigil to put it in a post-plan situation instead. The Hibana's Iscaros Palace will be used to open up the bar hatch, stock hatch, as well as on kitchen hatch. It's a total of 3 hatches in towards map clubhouse that needs to open, in which they will succeed. And now Daozan is in a bit of a trouble here. They're trying to contest on the vertical lines of sight in towards Cypher, and it's been dealt quite a lot of damage though. We see the Hibana using their Excaro spells to open up lines of sight, and looks like that's going to be an impact nade, downing the Ash, as Flakes is going to revive his teammates, but they're losing a lot of time here.
Oh, most certainly. Time is of the essence. To recall what Baba said on round 1, unfortunately, this time it's for Team Heat, who will lose the first body in this situation, as Calculated will be the one to go down, brain dead, with a very important first frag, as the punch holes in blue wall will be spotted. The Melusi will be called out. Positions given away from the drones coming in from Fuzakin, as brain dead is trying to make a play or two. He's going to see one, not going to get the shots, however, as the timing wasn't quite there. Pushes into Moto instead. He knows that those punch holes could potentially harbor a defender, but you have the ADS to take the first impact away. The Evil Eye will still be taken care of, but 20 seconds remain. It's a 20-second push from the side of Fuzakin. Will it work though? Cypher's taken 1. Can he get 2? No, he can't, as Brain is going to somehow connect onto Izzy, and Oxidine goes down to Dozen, but the plant isn't happening. A down and a kill onto Zofia. It's a 3 versus 1. Where is the plant? Cypher, he's done some work right now, but he has to keep the pistol out. He doesn't know where the push is coming from. The plant is in fact happening. Cannot get the kill onto Dirt. He's going to push up, make sure that the flashbang can't get him. Will the RG-15 connect? No, not quite. He gets the down. Will he get the second one? Yes, he does! Pushing up through everything. It's the ace for Cypher right towards the end. Very messy for the man, but it doesn't matter, as he connected all the shots when he needed to, and Team Fuzakin fall apart once again. Cypher, take a bow for that play. Brain dead and all the rest from Fuzakin may have done the work, as we will see in the instant replay. Fuzakin did very well to get in there. Unfortunately, they didn't quite count on Cypher making a huge play of his own. The Melusi, MP5 and RG-15 connecting in a situation where that was the desperate need of the moment, will give the side of Team Heat the lead going into round 7 roll swap. Team Heat 4-2 up against the side of Fuzakin, and really the only issue that Fuzakin had in that push was they couldn't account for all the bodies when they needed to, and that was their biggest mistake, letting Cypher live through the burst of kills that came in at the end. Round 7 rolls off. We'll see Team Heat go into attack Team Fuzakin on the defense, and that round will certainly not do a whole lot for their morale. It looks like they're going to be attempting the SSG, well, I say SSG, extended roam strategy of Clubhouse, the one that we are very much used to seeing at this point, and the one that will be attempted once again by Team Fuzakin. Can they turn this around? They're certainly on the defense on Clubhouse, so it could work, but it will also take a lot of effort.
Well, you're absolutely right on that, Jack. It requires effort for Team Fuzakin to work it out. And talking about the roaming sites, we did get to see some major mistakes, and also there were some rounds where they did win against a different team. Now, going up against Team Heat, knowing that we did get to witness Cypher with the ace, still need to be, it still need to be noted here that Team Heat might have a good counter to this roam. Maybe they might go for a full-on frontal assault, maybe a rush in towards the tunnel, who knows, to try to get the control on the arsenal room immediately and go for the plan, knowing that the hatches will be reinforced. They do have to worry about the mute jammers as well in towards the side, whereas Braindead is still in... He's currently in towards the second floor gym where the hatch is open, holding an angle in towards the pool. Izzy Boy, on the other hand, will hold an angle right from the particular position where most of the runouts happen in towards the main stairs. This is technically a standard push being made here from Team Heat. We don't see, them trying to hunt down the roamers of Braindead, who is currently in towards construction, and also another one which should be Destroyer, who is in towards the main stairs. The attackers are like, you know what, let's just open up the hatches first, let's open up the tunnels, and then try to push in towards the side. If we do get a total of 1 or 2 roamers, that would be great, but their main priority is to make sure that they get control on the site, and that's exactly what they're doing right now. Now, they do need to be careful that the post-plan situation from Team Fuzakin might be at large, but looks like they'll be able to deny one, get the confirmation to Oxidane with the first frag, taking out Braindead. Interestingly enough, we'll be able to put it in a very tight spot here. 4v5 flakes, so we'll try to make some amends here. We'll be in CCTV. Might have a decision on trying to get in towards construction. I believe Sledge is the only one who is in towards the logistics, who's trying to make a play here. Incinerate, on the other hand, will be able to toss 2 Legion Goo mines as the execute phrase from team must happen.
Team Heat with that first kill, most certainly putting themselves in a very advantageous position, but a beautiful shot comes out from Incinerate to find Calculated, and that's another huge drop. Calculated going down for the side of Heat is what Braindead going down for Fuzakin is. They are very influential players, both for their teams, and without their influence, it's going to be a little bit harder. Pre-play C4 not going to work from the Mozzie, as Incinerate will be down. Unfortunate, that's the dirt push from a different operator that he did not seem to anticipate. That Cypher who's going to take him out. 3 versus 4, but you still have the Vigil on the roam. Will that matter though? Cypher getting another one, clearing the entry into sight. Usher's going to try and go for the plan, but he gets denied. It's a 1v3 now, all down to the last defender standing. UMP in hand, he's going to get a second one. Dozen, he's about to make this work. That's a third drop from the hash, and he will get it, but he gets denied. Cypher comes in with the clutch again for his team. This time, oh boy, Team Heat, they really would not have won this round had Cypher not been there. He was really in the right place at the right time. He was covering somewhere else entirely. Somehow, the castle was, completely undetected inside a deep arsenal, catches 3 people dropping from kitchen hatch. 3 people, ladies and gentlemen. The first one being the planter, Usher himself. Then you had 2 other drops. Somehow, the call-out not going out to watch deep arsenal. Cypher couldn't get there in time because I'm not sure what was happening. Probably miscommunication was the leading factor in that very quick push decay. But Cypher came in and saved the 1v1 yet again. Fuzakin came very close. It would have been their own little ace clutch for Dozen. Unfortunately, it was not to be. Team Heat denying them yet another round, going 5-2 up after a successful, very semi-successful attack. I really cannot call that hatch drop fiasco successful, ladies and gentlemen. Like, every bone in my body is going to stop me from saying that. So, semi-successful push from Team Heat. 5-2 being the scoreline. We're going to be heading into round 8, where Fuzaken seems like they're trying the roam strat again.
Well, the room strat again from Team Fuzaken, where the site is on Basement Church. Well, this time they have some hope, saying that yes, they might be able to, try to contest against the push in towards the basement arsenal room. Although it was a huge mishap from Team Heap when they tried to go for that hatch drop. But 3 players already gone down. And also, as we do take, if we do take a look at the scoreboard, we do see Daozan with a total of 12 kills in that specific round. 12 kills, in which he got 3 kills from that hatch drop. And looks like Cypher, oh boy, he's actually going for a very aggressive push here in towards tunnel. Gets caught from the Legion Goo mine, but looks like they are not going to stop at all. Oh boy, that's not a good idea here. Cypher already in a less HP, but Oxidane gets the first frag, taking out Brain Dead and naturally taking out Destroyer. What is happening here? That's a full-on front track push, whereas Incinerator gets one, taking out Cypher, putting it a 3-2-4. Can he get the other one? Yes, it does. Incinerator with the double kill, and also the Diffuser drop doesn't see the rotation push in which the Zofia gets one, and there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Team Heat giving the heat that Team Fuzaken will never recover. Will also put their round win yet again on Basement Church. This time, Team Heat understood what Team Fuzaken were up against. They did know what the roam, the extended roam that they're doing. As we take a look at it in the instant replay, ladies and gentlemen, Team Heat is on match point, ladies and gentlemen. And with it, the site will be on second floor CCTV. Oh boy, that's not looking too good here for Team Fuzaken, though. They did try their best. They did went with that extended roam, but unfortunately, Team Heat decided to just go aggressive, where Izzy Boy just decided to just almost reduce the HP of Cypher to 10 HP. But hey, in the end, it did work out in the end, right?
Attackers need to locate and defuse.
Well, I mean,
bombs
most
if they
certainly. Something tells me that Team Heat didn't quite, coordinate that push through all the way. And I say that because there was a little moment where Team Fuzaken seemed like they might just take things back in control. They very nearly did. It was a 3 versus 2 thanks to the efforts of Dozen and Incinerate. However, unfortunately for them, Team Heat's remaining players caught on to the strategy and pushed in very, very hard indeed. And once again, it was, interestingly enough, Dozen caught in a 1v1, but that moment went by as quickly as the explosion of a firework does. It was there, and then it wasn't. That could also be said for Team Fuzaken's defensive rounds. They were there, but then they weren't. That's what Team Heat will describe this match, at least so far, for their own attacking rounds. But whether or not that works for this round is the real question. They certainly cannot just, completely bum rush into CCTV. That's not exactly going to work, because Team Fuzaken will be anticipating something akin to a rush. We've already got roamers all the way out towards the side of bathroom by a master bedroom towards the gym bedroom site. That's Destroyer, this time manning the region for himself. We've got Oxidane opening up logistics hatch. There's going to be a push through this region towards construction. Oh boy. Cypher. How is he still alive? No, he's not. He had absolutely zero idea that Brain Dead was there waiting for him. But wait a minute, he's going to get taken out too. His calculator is going to find him, finally coming in for the angle that the Maverick opened up. Unfortunately, it's going to be a little bit harder to get through there regardless. The Bandit Batters will be taken care of. Oh, Oxidane missing with the SMG-11. Unfortunate. Should have had the L85A2 out, as Destroyer has been tipped off about the push coming in through the gym region, as that's going to make things a little bit tougher for the side of Team Heat's attack. They may have lost the Maverick, but they could still go for this CCTV push. They still have the Thermite in play. Ushrit can use his exothermic charges, and he will be using an upside down rappel, utilizing the best of his situation, given that he can't exactly stand there and get the breach done. Instead, he will get his job done using a little bit of thought processing. Destroyer, in the meanwhile, taking down Oxidane. Big drop comes in as well. That's your sledge gone. But more importantly, another one of Team Heat's influential players will be dropped as well. A minute remains, and it's a 3 versus 4.
Well, 3 versus 4, 3 still in towards the site. Well, not anymore. One goes down. It's going to be Destroyer, where Easy Boy gets his first kill in towards the construction. Now, not Yashrit. Wait a minute, calculated is already pushing in towards the cash room. He needs to find one more. Yes, he will. Calculated with a triple kill. This doll goes down to Flakes, in towards the garage catwalk, will vault in towards the main stairs, and needs to find 3 players. The C4 comes in towards the base. Does it works out? Yes, it does. Will be able to down one. Can he get the second? No, misses the chance. Calculated goes for it, but he misses. Flakes with the shot, and it's now a 1v2 situation. Naughty Ashrit will go for the plant, and now it is a post plant. Bandit needs to find 1 kill here. Ashrit will go for that pre-fire, will fall back in towards construction and make an angle in towards CCTV window. Safe, secure, and with the help of Izzy Boy giving him the information, Bandit only has 24 seconds to find this one single man. Keep that in mind. He needs 7 more seconds in which he'll get one confirmation, putting it in a 1v1 situation here. Naughty Ashrit way back. He has to vault in. Here's the defuse sound, which is in fact a fake. The push will comes in, and here comes Ashrit to get the final kill, taking out Flakes, giving them the win on round 9, second floor CCTV, and also a spot on Division 3. Congratulations for Team Heat, and unfortunately, well played for Team Fizakan. They did their best. Unfortunately, they have to go out.
Very unfortunate indeed for Zakin, getting ever so close to the division stages. But ladies and gentlemen, it is going to be Team Heat getting into Division 3. That is your 3rd team joining the division stages. Division 3's final spots have been decided. Team Area 69, Spectre Gaming, and Team Heat. There's definitely going to be a revenge match in there. Who knows? Maybe even in week 1, Spectre Gaming versus Team Heat will certainly be a match to look forward to, as there is some lost pride to be regained by the side of Team Heat. But what a match and a half we just had, and I cannot be happier for it. Absolutely amazing to see. Fizakan unfortunately couldn't quite, at the end of the day, as the statistics will reflect, they couldn't quite stand up to the way that the side of Team Heat were playing. Of course, we'll go into relive the moment, talk about the best moments, the biggest moments, and where this match sort of turned and pivoted, and all the likeness that we saw from both sides. Real the moment coming to your screens right now. And interestingly enough, it may yet reflect as a mere 7-2, but let it be said that on multiple rounds, and I mean multiple rounds, it was down to a 1v1, usually involving Dozen. And I say usually because the last round, of course, it was different, but the point still stands. It very easily, on multiple occasions, could have gone to Team Fizakan. They unfortunately, they unfortunately either lacked coordination, they fell through a little bit too hard, maybe their communication wasn't quite there yet. But I have to say, Fizakan, out of all of the teams we've seen in Season 4 qualifiers especially, is one of those teams that I will be very much looking forward to in Season 5's qualifiers. And I say that, and I do not say that lightly, ladies and gentlemen. Team Fizakan has been very impressive. All things considered, their main issue is their late round. Everything in their late round seems to fall apart far too quickly, and they just can't seem to gather themselves back. Whenever they try to go for side push, they start dropping one by one, and nothing explains that better. So is a better example of that than the clutch from Cypher, the ace clutch. Thermite, those whiffed shots, every single one of those will be haunting him later on when they revisit this VOD, ladies and gentlemen. The VOD review will be real. And once again, this one, of course, is more akin to Team Heat's attack, not really being up to par, given that Dozen in Deep Arsenal was able to take down 3 people, but then Cypher came in to save the round. But the whole point being that there's only so much one person can do, and there's only so much that a whole team can do if their late rounds, or whenever they are applied pressure on as heavily as Team Heat were doing today, if they fall apart in those situations, that is when they will unfortunately not get as many rounds as they probably want to. Each and every single one of these rounds, well, nearly each and every single one of these rounds has gone into a 1v1, a 1v2, 1v1, something of that extent. And Team Fuzakin, unfortunately, could not come out the victors in a majority of them. It is definitely slightly heartbreaking to see a team like Team Fuzakin go down this way, but at the end of the day, Team Heat, after this amazing match, will be the ones to go through into Division 3. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we will be signing off, really of the moment, and signing off here at the qualifiers for Division 3 as well. Season for qualifiers coming to an end, and the three teams that have joined us in Division 3 for the season are Team Area 69, Spectre Gaming, and Team Heat. Congratulations to all three. We'll be looking forward to your games in the season. But before that, we will have a one-day break tomorrow on Monday. Of course, it's been a slightly hectic qualifiers week for everybody involved, even the teams as well. And, special shout out to Team Heat. They played 2 back-to-back matches in a row, and they still came out on top in such stunning fashion. Really, all that's left to say at this point is that has been it from myself, Blackjack, and my co-host Babagusta, and our admin Foxy, as we'll be saying good night for the night and coming back on a Tuesday with division matches starting up. Schedules will be released soon. Follow us over at the socials of the Esports Club on Facebook and Instagram, and we will see you all in a day or two. Stay tuned and good night.
Yeah, you are my mind.